Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. For this presentation, we are introducing InfoTrain Hybrid Cloud Solution for file label management. For starters, Ion Cloud Gateway is InfoTrain's proprietary software bundled with our GS series products. First, let's look into the concept of hybrid cloud. If you take a look at the diagram, you can see the obvious pros and cons of using local storage and cloud storage. When you access files from local storage, the file transfer speed is fast since the files are accessed locally. But when you need more storage capacity, less cost not only for the storage equipment expenses, but also for the space in your server room. In terms of cloud storage, you can rent the space from a public cloud, providing you the flexibility to increase or reduce the space on your demand. But speed of uploading or downloading files is too slow. As a result, hybrid cloud is trying to bridge local storage to cloud space to get both of their benefits. Since GS is a unified storage, we applied different strategies for different granularity of data. To streamline from a local share folder to cloud, we have sync and cache modes. To streamline data from a local volume to cloud, we have three modes: cache, backup, and tier modes. In this session, we'll introduce the mechanism of cache and sync modes in detail for file level data and how to use them. Sync mode is used to sync all data from a specific share folder to cloud and vice versa. It can be defined as bidirectional or one-way sync. Bidirectional sync is commonly used if you want to have identical data. Whenever there's a change in the data, syncing the change from one GS site to another through a cloud storage provider. In one-way sync, when you only upload data, this is treated as backup. When you only download data, the GS is treated as a branch storage, receiving data from headquarters site. About cache mode, the basics is the same as using SSD cache in local storage, but in hybrid cloud scenario, the local storage becomes the cache for fast access. The cloud space represents for storage of all data. The algorithm to access hard data is block-based LRU. This means that if some data blocks are frequently accessed, they will be recognized as hard data and kept locally in this hybrid cloud scenario. However, in file level cache mode, since granularity of data is share folder and files, GS makes it further with a few customized cache policies. First, you must define the file types or file names that you want to set as hard data, no matter of their access frequency. With advanced cache policy, you can keep important and small documents locally as long as they can. Second, we have 7 cache policies that are mapped to specific situations, which will be explained later. Third, you can even set up a compiled condition of the items mentioned above to ensure the data is kept specifically in local site. To discuss further about 7 cache policies, let's start with this slide. First is the default cache policy. It is the same as the block-based cache algorithm, but the granularity of data is file. So the least recently used files will be removed from local cache folder. Next is uncacheable for read or write policies. These two makes the second and third policy that we shall discuss in this slide. Imagine you need to back up some data to cloud. By using Ion Cloud Gateway, you can just back them up to GS to quickly release your backup service resource from backup task. Then GS helps with uploading all data from a specific share folder to the cloud. However, in this condition, we already know that the share folder used to receive the backup data from your backup server is just a temporary space. which means those data should not occupy local cache space. With uncacheable write policy, you can expect that the data will be removed from the local storage as soon as data are uploaded to the cloud. In the second case, when someday you need to review or audit some part of the data, by applying uncacheable read policy, data will be removed from local 2 as soon as you finish your task. Fourth and fifth, respectively, are high and low priorities. These priority setups are the same as assigning specific file types or file names, but they allow you to set up files as high priority to keep them locally, or set the not so important files as low priority to be removed from local storage in order to save cache space. Sixth, the non-applicable policy. This policy is used to restrict the users to read from or write to some specific files, no matter if they are stored locally or in the cloud. Some archive sales data may need this policy to protect. Seventh and last, the local-only policy. This policy allows you to set a condition that in a cache folder and you happen to have parts of temporary data which won't be uploaded, allowing you to save cloud space and the internet outbound bandwidth. Next are some advanced settings. The first one is commonly known that users have different privilege settings for different share folders and also for different layers of subfolders and files. For our hybrid cloud implementation, we offer a feature for this called folder file ACL synchronization. Wherever the data is local or in the cloud, the file and folder ACL is kept consistently. In a condition when multiple sites try to write data into the same file stored in the cloud, no matter what provider it is, changing the file is locked from write requests of other users to keep data consistency and security. One option to help the users recognize the storage location of the data, whether local or cloud, or to estimate the access frequency is through the different SMB icons for intangible cached files. The same option applies if they need to mark some files as high priority to improve access. They can recognize those high priority files by the icons. We also provide EON1 Cloud Performance Monitor, a management tool that monitors the cache usage situations such as the number of data being transferred, the percentage of the cache hit rate, the current throughput from local storage to cloud, and the cache usage that determines if you need to enlarge your cache. For this last part, we will show you the steps of setting up your cloud gateway. This procedure lets you activate the license of your InfoChain GS storage device. First, you need to activate the license and download the license file via our website. The license number is with the envelope of the software CD bundled to your system package. Second, log into InfoChain support site, click Browse to get the license application file you downloaded, and then click Next. To take note that if you did not register an account on the support site in advance, you cannot proceed to this step. Third and last, go back to GS, then follow the steps in this screen after you have imported the license key file. The status of the version will be updated to Enterprise or Ultimate version according to what you have purchased. When the license is activated, you can start setting up the connection to the cloud and link the local share folder. When launching EON Cloud Gateway, you can see that the menu contains a list of tabs on the left side. First, you must designate a share folder as your cloud database, file label management in our hybrid cloud environment depends on it. If it's a brand new GS, you need to finish the basic storage initialization and create a share folder for this database. After designating the share folder, click Save. Next is to build up the connection between GS and a specific cloud space. In the same screen, click Cloud Storage, then select the cloud vendor from Cloud Service Provider drop-down list. Because we are setting up file-level hybrid cloud environment, you must need at least a basic NAS environment before you proceed. This includes the file volume, share folder as local cache, and also the file-level channel. In this case, we choose Amazon S3 as our cloud vendor. The file channel can connect to AWS. A bucket is where you upload your data, and you cannot create an S3 bucket from GS. In this screen, I use the AWS S3 as an example. I choose Amazon S3 as the service provider. Then I enter the access key and also its encryption key. About the region, that depends on the area that you selected to create your bucket in AWS console. For the connection type, this is important that you must take a note. By default, it's by label, but if you choose block label, this profile won't be usable for share folders to connect to cloud provider. If the information you set is correct, you will see the buckets you created in advance from AWS S3. Before taking this profile effective, there are still some fields to fill out in this screen. 1. Specify the name of this connection. 2. Describe the profile in description field. This is optional. If you want to secure this profile with a password, check Enable Password Protection. Enter password in Password and Confirm Password fields. Then enter your email address. 4. Click Create for the profile to take effect. As we finish the setting of a cloud database and a cloud connection, the last step is to connect a local share folder to a cloud storage and set it up as either cache mode or single mode. Click Cloud Connected Folder and click Create a Cloud Connected Folder to start setup. When choosing cache mode, you have to configure the options one by one as shown in this screenshot. Click S0 Sync to sync the file SL if needed. Click period cache update, then select the time to update the cache periodically, for example, every 10 minutes. Or you may choose instant update on your demand. Check Mark on non-cached files by icon to identify whether the files you are accessing are from cloud or local. Select the share folder as the local cache in Local Share Folder option. Assign the folder's capacity in Local Cache Capacity option. Click Browse in Local Cloud Storage folder, then select a folder as the destination in the designated bucket. If you have not created a folder in this bucket, create one. After setting up is done, you can see a record like what is shown in this slide, a task with the configuration details. When you click Edit, an option called Advanced Cache Settings appears on Cloud Connected Folder screen. Click it and it takes you to this screen. In this slide, we pull out an example. I enter qbr.xls in expression field and select the high priority in action field. So I expect this file is kept in cache for instant local access at any given time. We already explained the option in single mode and in the earlier topics we discussed, but take a note that there's no instant sync option. The shortest period to sync data between local and cloud is 10 minutes. Thanks again for your join.